that fire like oh, round here, why so? Keep it good, you should know.
spirit is floating down that tunnel toward the light, you know what's behind the light? It's not God, it's me. And I'm gonna kick your Ponzi soul all the way back down the tunnel till you choke on your own fucked up ribs. Now, wake the fuck up.
Yeah, drop that shit. Let it be rock.
Let me tell you something, son. When your spirit is floating down that tunnel toward the light, you know what's behind the light? It's not God, it's me. And I'm gonna kick your Ponzi soul all the way back down the tunnel till you choke on your own fucked up ribs. Now, wake the fuck up.
Wake up. You know what that means? A little Grizzler. A little Grizzler for the fam here. Little Grizzler. We're live, baby. Bitcoin is up. It's the first time in, I don't know, man, 2 days in a row we got green. Let's go. Let's go. Give me a second here. I know you've already been waiting, but just a little sweeter. Just a second more. Make sure you're smashing that like button. Gotta hit the like button. Subscribe. Bitcoin's having a very spicy day. We are seeing something that has not happened in 4 years. I know that sounds like clickbait, but it's only kind of clickbait. Only a little bit, not totally. Oh, there we go. We're live, baby. There we go. There we go. Bitcoin is up. All right, I think we're operational. Let me pop this chat out. Setting up. There we are. We had a crazy stream yesterday. I appreciate you all for tuning in for that. Today, I mean, this is more exciting for me today than yesterday, but we'll find out. Whew. Bitcoin doing things. Doing things. Dopamine is back on the menu. Feels nice. I almost forgot what dopamine feels like. I'm so used to waking up every single day, Bitcoin's price being the same, maybe lower, going back to bed, sighing, saying, wake me up later. Maybe that time is behind us. At least this signal might be suggesting that. Bitcoin has finally hit our target. And if you have followed this channel for the last few months, that's probably not a surprise to you. Every stream, we stream daily. Every stream, every time I talk with you guys, I said, I expect Bitcoin to test the 200-day moving average. That's about the high I see. I will concede. We've gone higher than the 200-day moving average, and that was unexpected on my radar. I did not see that coming. I thought we would reject. It's still possible, but at the moment, we'll think about that later. Things are looking really good. Here's this little tweet from back in July of this year. That was only a month ago. Actually, almost exactly a month ago. Bitcoin's likely to trade to the 200-day moving average before the end of summer. Just in time, baby. Just in time. We are back to the 200-day moving average, and in fact, we are above the 200-day. We closed yesterday's candle above. Today, higher highs, putting on more gains here. Looking at the 4th day of green. I don't even know. I guess the last time we had 4 days of green was right here, but those were coming off the low of the cycle to that point. We didn't really make it past any kind of highs. This is the first actual rally that we have had, I don't know, since August of 25, I want to say, like back here. This is getting juicy. I expected us to reject from the 200-day. It's still possible. We could still see the weekly close lower, but at this point, I think we should just consider the bullishness, keep in the back of our minds that nothing is guaranteed. There's no promises in trading. There's no promises in Bitcoin. But let's let the dopamine flow. Let's get the good feelings going. Let's allow the green to impact us positively the way the red has impacted us negatively over the last, what feels like forever. The better crown called it the better crown. That's rude. How about just the crown? He's awesome. I mean, I got it. You know, maybe lots of people called it. I just showed you a tweet from a month ago that said we're going to test 200 before the end of summer. There we are. But this signal, it's been 4 years since Bitcoin did this. And actually, it's kind of interesting. The reason the 200 was so important to me was in the last 2 cycles, Bitcoin lost the 200-day moving average. It tested it as resistance, and then it continued to fall. We saw downtrend develop and continued to hit lower lows until the bear market was over. And only then was the 200-day tested again or even retaken. Now we go back to the previous cycle right here, 21 into 22. We see the 200-day was lost. It was tested as resistance. It rejected, and we traded down. The bear market had put in its low, and it wasn't until then that the 200-day was retaken. That's very exciting. It's very exciting, honestly. Right here. I won't say it looks exactly the same, but you got a bunch of green days in a row. The energy is moving up. You closed above the 200, and the bears were done. Now, it wasn't the end of the pain. It wasn't easy street from then on, obviously. We still had some pullbacks. We still had a lot of boring price action. There was a lot of time where it was not evident that the bear market was over. In fact, we talked about this last week. It was probably like a 9-month period-ish of basically sideways. 280 days right here. And we didn't break out until almost the end of the next year. So looking at this, we can say, well, we retook the 200-day for now. We retook the 200-day, let's just say it. Last time this happened, that was very bullish for the chart, for the cycle. And maybe that's happening again this time. Let's go back previous to this. I'm getting alerts. Ethereum just broke 2,300. Bitcoin versus NASDAQ just broke, I believe, to a higher high. We'll check those out in a minute. Bitcoin in the 2017 cycle did something similar. Traded above the 200, lost it, tested it as resistance, fell down, continued that downtrend until it retook the 200 and the bottom was in for the bear market. It wasn't until the bottom was in that it was retested and retaken. Now, this cycle obviously was pretty rough with COVID. We saw almost back to that cycle low before trading back into all-time highs. But again, you have the same setup. This is the signal that hasn't happened in 4 years or whatever, is the fact that we've retaken the 200. I truly did not expect this to happen. I think there is some logic behind, we saw kind of a premature bull market. We broke all-time high before having. Our cycle all-time high was not super impressive. It wasn't really a big jump. So maybe our bear market will be similar, or in the same sense, more mild. Less downside, less volatility. It's possible. At this point, I think the 4-year cycle is still intact. I think the probable move is still an October low, one more low this year. However, we are actually in a seat. We're actually in a position to start considering the bullish take. And that has been largely, if not completely, off the table every day for the last, this entire year, all the way back to October of last year, for almost an entire year, that has been off the table. And in the last 48 hours, we have put it back on the table, and things are looking potentially very exciting. Very exciting. Owl King, what's up, bro? Remember watching you during 2020? Yeah, well, we're still over here on the tube. I just got TikTok stream pulled up as well. Yesterday, broke all kinds of crazy resistance. It really was quite an impressive rally. Bitcoin is never so easy. Of course, we're right here to a spot with kind of equally tense that we'll look at in a second as well. God, I got a lot. This is the first time I've like been excited to stream. I hate to say it, based on price action for Bitcoin in a very long time. That's why we're live on a Thursday. We're not usually live on Thursday. The move yesterday, we broke our descending high trend from the all-time high in October down to May of this year. It was the first time we retested this trend. We broke through it. That was some major resistance. The 200-day moving average right here, retaken, closed on top, back tested in today's candle. Even if we continue on higher, I would expect Bitcoin to return to the 200-day at some point, similarly to how it did in the last 2 cycles as well. You're always excited for me to stream. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. What a candle, 𝐒𝐴𝐻. Let's go. What's up, Mr. B? We are so back. I love that. I hope we're so back, bro. We are so back, at least right now. In this moment, we are so back. In this moment, we are so back. 200-day, the descending high trend, and so much more. Let's see. This Ichimoku cloud signal really playing out here with this continuation to the upside. A month ago, we talked about a weakness in the cloud mid-August. That weakness where the cloud twisted. Perfect timing. Literally perfect timing for this pump. Giving us that nice bullish up arrow above the cloud, and the most bullish daily signal Ichimoku cloud can produce. What do we have? We have more than this, though. There's so much here. There's so much in this spot. There's just like a ton of liquidity and a ton of reasons to be looking at this. The 200 or the 20 moving average on the week was overlapping with that level as well. That is the same as, wow. Been a while since I've been wearing these shades. It's harder to see than I remember. The middle band, the Bollinger Band on the weekly. If we can close in 69.2 by Sunday, Bitcoin is signaling on the Bollinger Bands for the weekly a move higher, maybe back to 82, which is very juicy. We have remained largely underneath the Bollinger Band midline since October of last year. There was a little bit of time here, April, May, where we closed a few candles above and inevitably lost it. While that's always on the table, let's just stay spicy. It's always on the table, but things are looking very good. That is definitely a resistance that was broken, overlapped with the 200-day, right there. What else did we have here? I know there was like even more. Volume profile. I wonder where the VWAP is for the year. Actually, that's a curious thought. The VWAPs were so far away from price, I largely forgot about them. Ooh. Gross. Of course. Right here, wow. Retesting the yearly VWAP for the first time since it was tested as support in May. Right here today. Bam. Beautiful. Tracing. We finally broke the range. It's like, holy shit. Back to the 618. Oh, man. Never easy. Back to the 618 of this whole move. Back to the yearly VWAP. My lord. On top of all of this big yellow trend line being tested again today. We lost that back in June. That yellow trend line defined the last 2 bear market cycles. Acted as support, literally perfect test to it in November of 22. We lost that on the sell-off down to 58 in June of this year. We've remained below this trend line, and now we're testing it as resistance. This is sketchy. Oh, it's sketchy, my friends. Oh, it's always hard. Man, closing above 72.8 could just be so powerful. Bitcoin goes up forever. When will people learn? True. We are so back. Let's go, Tubaki. So back, my friends. We're back. Energy is back. Dopamine's back. This is amazing. It's actually amazing. So what's driving this rally? Why is Bitcoin going up? Well, Bitcoin has cycles. Typically, every 4 years, we see a year of bullishness, 3 years of bearishness. You could attribute it to the cycles. I think that's the logical move. We've remained in a tight channel for 3 months almost, some of the lowest volatility Bitcoin's ever seen. That volatility here unwinding, seeing the largest short liquidation, I believe, in Bitcoin's history over the last 48 hours. Oh yeah, the volume profile. But are any of those things really it? Probably. Those are probably it. But what about the news? What about a narrative? The narrative, I think, locked itself in earlier today, and I think that is why we're seeing continuation over. Oh, here it is. Continuation over the 200-day. Yesterday, the U.S. Treasury announced that it was going to double, at minimum double, its bond buybacks in order to keep the long tail yield of bonds down. It was kind of a desperate attempt. It is by every means quantitative easing. The Fed not likely to do any quantitative easing under Chair Warsh. He's commented many times that interest rates are the main tools that the Fed will use to combat inflation. But the U.S. Treasury decided to sidestep the Fed and do it by themselves. Do it anyway. Remember, we often like to attribute inflation to the Fed. And we say, oh, the Fed is the reason why there's inflation. The Fed printing money, right? And while the Fed does print money, it is the U.S. government that is the driver of inflation. The Fed only prints the money, basically, for the U.S. government, for the budget, for the deficit. The government is the driver of inflation, and the Fed is kind of like the tool, like the calculator, maybe. They're doing the equations, but they're not the ones pressing the buttons, and that is the U.S. Treasury. The U.S. Treasury today came out, Besant, whatever his name is, said that the doubling from $2 to $4 billion of bond buybacks, I think the quote was, like, isn't enough. Meaning they're going to more than double it. They're going to look for even more bond buybacks. That is honestly a really weird position to be in right now. I think that money is chasing many other things, like AI, debt, and bonds. I think that the world has largely been destabilized against not just the dollar, but U.S. bonds. U.S. bonds were, for their history, the safe asset, the low yield, a 100% guaranteed safe asset. And the world is not, the markets and the world are not responding. They're not moving as if that's true anymore. They are not moving towards U.S. bonds. And in fact, largely the world, I think, as a net aggregate, has moved away from U.S. bonds over the last few years. And that is causing a rise in the yields. That is causing the long tail end to go up. And these buybacks are a desperate attempt to keep it down. We talked about it yesterday. Well, I even said literally yesterday is that the market is likely taking this not just as a increase, that is a one-time increase. The market is likely looking at this and saying, this is potential for the Treasury to start a runaway, buyback, like a, what words am I looking for? Like a runaway easing. Yeah, like a runaway easing scenario where they go, okay, we got to do 4 billion. And then 4 billion, they still see the tail end move up and say, okay, we got to do 6 billion or 8 billion. And the tail end's still moving up. They go, we have to do 10 billion. And at some point, they're just basically on the hook to continue. And they're caught in that inflation trap or that inflation spiral. People have talked about an inflation spiral in the US for probably decades now. But something like this has the potential to actually be the catalyst and kick that off. It's very spicy. Hodl followed the live creator. What's up, bro? We bottomed, now only moon, only up, I wish. What's up, Darko? Do I think it's going to go up like in 24 and Q4? If the bottom is in, if we hold the 200-day moving average and the bottom is actually in, we could see the price action that we saw early in 23 happen in Q4 of this year. It's probably not a good bet to like really depend on that. The Eth Bitcoin chart is very spicy. We'll look at that. Don't you worry. Oh yeah, it's spicy. It's possible. But yeah, long story short, the U.S. government, I think, is a big driver of this right now. All but saying, we don't care what the Fed does, we're just going to quantitative ease. We're going to imagine money out of nothing, and we're going to use it to buy our own bonds from ourselves. So we're going to pay ourselves. You kind of wonder, why even bother printing the money? Like, why even, like, imagine the money up if you can just print the bonds? You just give yourself the bonds. You're buying them from yourself in order to attempt to push rates or yields down. Doesn't that sound great? Doesn't that sound super intelligent and like it's definitely going to work? No. What's up, Philip Urza? How you doing, man? What's up, Donna? Make sure you guys are hitting the like button, subscribing. Bitcoin is getting juiced. Juiced off of U.S. Treasury buybacks, baby. It's dinner time, Jesse. No worries. Treasury debt diversion. We pay for it. I mean, we're at the mercy of all of this anyway. We have no option. Someone said hitting the like is a humiliation yesterday. Well, I guess if you have you must be just a really humiliated person if that does it. What's up, Mitch? How you doing, bro? Who else is here? If the 200-day holds, bottoms in, I agree. We could see, yeah, price action that we would expect at the start of next year, at the end of this year, if we are truly bottomed. I don't think it's going to be that easy. It never is. But we will see as time goes on. We're going to look at Ethereum. We're going to look at a bunch of stuff here in a minute. But I want to know who's here. I see 𝐂𝐴, Darko, Hodel, Philip, Ace of Hearts, Alexandra, Crypto Steve, Zarnubius, Digital Dave Digital. What's up, man? Digital Asset Degen, D-Lo, Flat Smack, Gurdon Singh. What's up, John 316, Jay, Janix, you're back, bro. Where you been, Janix? I missed you, buddy. Everybody took a break. What's up, Booby King? What a great name. Love it. What up, Hodel? Jesse Gulick, Gellick, Jessica Northam. Jessica, welcome. Welcome, Jessica. Good to see some ladies in the house. What's up, John Doe, Kato, Chris Pax, my man. Meta Space Real, Mitch Mueller, One Knee Toe. The Man, Pickle. Love you, Pickle. True One Law, Yobin Ski. What's up, man? Elive. Who else is here? Let me know you're here today. Oh, yeah. Adam Buzzard. I'm seeing Janix, Adam Buzzard. I'm seeing the OG names come back. Rory. What's up, bro? Randy. Dude, when people come back that have taken a little break from the channel, you always know it's a good day. You want to know what tripped the upside in crypto? What's up, Derek? Elite Exchange, Nature Joe, Artsy, or ArtB, OBSY. My best guess, my belief is it is a combination of a few things. One being just the completely suppressed volatility of Bitcoin over the last 3 months. Liquidity was resting at the 200-day moving average. I think those are just big factors in and themselves. When volatility compresses, it inevitably expands again and escapes that suppression. On top of that, I think the biggest driver is likely the U.S. Treasury. Tom Crown Network, my man D-Lo. What's up, Jojo? Big Don. Hit the like button. Thank you, man. What's up, Devin? Everybody's crawling out of their caves like, is it green? Can we breathe again? I have some dopamine. Hey, want that dopamine. What's up, Marcos? But the U.S. Treasury committing to not only doubling their buybacks of bonds, but then just 24 hours later, commenting again on how that might not be enough. Realistically, we are seeing the beginning of a runaway easing cycle via the Treasury, not even via the Fed. And I think that is making the environment risk on. That's what I'm thinking. 47K, please, Mike. It's still on the table. Nothing is off the table yet. It certainly is in a much better scenario and environment than it was last week. But nothing's off the table. Speaking of nothing off the table, Ethereum is beasting. Ethereum clearing its 200-day moving average yesterday by... Yeah, that candle looks way bigger. Oh, 17%. There we go. 17% candle. That's pretty fire. Clearing the 200-day, closing high above, while it has not hit a higher high today. Actually, that's surprising. I thought it did. I think the next upside target is looking pretty obvious to me. 200 week. The 200 week sits at a very nice, convenient level for Ethereum, 2,500. It has been untested since April of this year. This is actually a really strong move for Ethereum. I am definitely surprised by what Ethereum is doing here. You can even see, as we were watching a rally, we were looking for maybe 2,150, maybe back to 2,000 before a move higher. Ethereum just clearing those grounds, looking very strong on its USD pair. Incredibly strong on its USD pair. Look at this. Ethereum looking fire. Your crypto portfolio is down almost 80%. That's rookie numbers, man. 80% rookie numbers. 99%. This is a real crypto investors go to get down 99%. Ethereum looking really, really strong here on the USD pair. I'm liking this ascending low, retesting of the highs, resistance being eaten away. 2,500 looking very much in sight, very much reasonable. But that's not even the exciting part for Ethereum. Ooh, buddy. Let's go. Ethereum hitting a higher high versus April against Bitcoin. This is juicy. I wasn't bullish enough. Rip. Backtesting Ethereum's absolute favorite value against Bitcoin, 0.33. Perfect touch yesterday. Back to that level. That does give you a higher high. This is now in an uptrend, provided it's able to hold a higher low. Ethereum versus Bitcoin gaining on a macro time frame. That is juicy. Look at that. These Bitcoin pairs, dude, they, over time, I feel like they're only becoming better and better signals. You're here, brother. You're here. What's up, Soft Shell? Crypto fam is like no other fam. That's true. Nobody knows what we've gone through. No one knows what kind of BS we put up with. You think this is a fake pump, Paul? It's not a crazy thought. It was created from Donald's speech yesterday. I disagree with that. I don't think it's from Trump. No, Trump didn't really say much at all yesterday. We were kind of trolled by it. We were a little trolled. They did not remark much on crypto. I think the biggest mover is, correctly, you're right, from the U.S. government, but not from Donald Trump, from Scott Bessent's desk in the U.S. Treasury. Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Man, this chart's finally worth looking at again. Right to resistance. Beautiful, beautiful. All those moving averages right underneath that candle, nice and juicy. Nice and juiced. Damn. I'll be damned if that isn't starting to look really good. I definitely can see Ethereum giving back some of these gains from 0.33, maybe back to 0.3, and then looking to break that trend line. But this is finally shaping up. Maybe 0.5 is still on the table. That would be interesting. That would definitely be an interesting move to see a higher high. What up, friends? What's up, your daddy? Who's daddy? What's up, Filoso? Yeah, nothing to do. This has nothing to do with Trump. Trump, they said nothing. Dude, they literally said nothing on that meeting yesterday. Like, it was so silly. The only thing they said of any substance was from SEC chair Atkins. And the only thing he said was basically that they're going to make, like, capital fundraising for, like, just like for rug pulls legal, more legal. Does not a bullish thing in my opinion. Well, it's not a good thing. Am I engaged to Gina yet? Someday. What's up, Nito? Hold me. Hype may have pumped from it. I'll say that. Is the Topham in? The Topham is in. The Topham. The bottom top, like, did you combine the words top and bottom? Now that's a pump, dude. This Ethereum move this is juiced. Obviously would have been better if it broke 0.33, but damn, right to resistance. Like, No break, no stop. Ethereum is going to break out again today. Damn, it might break out right now. We were just looking at this. While I've talked about it. In the last 30 seconds, it broke the high. Last 30 seconds. 2,500 on Ethereum, I think, is an easy target. Watch me work. It's a Grizz day. There, that's okay. RSI just boosted. 85 overbought. Let's stay that way. Ethereum, you really, I feel like you deserve it. You deserve to have a run. You got so skunked. So skunked in the summer. Vex, have we fully bottomed? Man, that's a bajillion dollar question, isn't it? I hope so. Bitcoin hitting higher highs here even during the live stream. What is going on with this like dry feeling in my dry feeling? Allergies maybe? I got some alerts on pump. What else do you get alert on? Hoping for lower. I mean, everybody was. It's not off the table. It's definitely not off the table. But it is obviously getting a little farther from reach. If the 4-year cycle is still intact, we still have another low to go. We'll find out. Wow, pump even had a little move. Decent move. Decent. Pump is up 37% today. Since the 13th of July. Oh, this week, not today. Since the 13th of July, up 180%. Sheesh. Sheesh. Wow. Who was looking at pump? I know a few of you guys were looking at this the other week. We're starting to see some of the newer coins trade back to their 618s. 00411 for pump. What's up, Bex? Thanks for following the live. Appreciate you. Google. Is our Google trade oogling? You are a taco. That is true. You are a taco. What does pump even do anymore? I don't know, dude. What did it ever do? What was it ever? I'm not sure. But it pumped. The GFI. Goldfields Limited. I know somebody was looking at this a while ago. I don't know. While we were looking at... Not going to spend time looking at it today, though. Sorry, GFI. SpaceX, actually. SpaceX looking terrible. We should definitely look at SpaceX for a minute. SpaceX shit in the bed. Rejecting from the 150 resistance from the VWAP. Not looking great. Back below IPO price again. Lower low after equal highs, a lower low, beginning a downtrend on the hourly. Oof. If that's the high, this chart's cooked. That's such a weak bounce. Crazy weak bounce. How could the biggest IPO ever go poorly? It seems right. SpaceX, yep, it is short for SpaceX, you're right. Pumps are fun. Come back to you, SpaceX. Back below IPO price. That's the big takeaway there. Hype was literally named by Trump yesterday. How much in donations do you think Hype gave that panel of people, or that administration, or Trump? I don't know. To mention Hype, because you know Trump does not know what Hyperliquid is. Not a chance, dude. Not a chance. That's delusional to think he's like, oh, Hyperliquid, and a Hyperliquid bridge to Ethereum, and yeah, right. But definitely juiced off of that. Not quite as big of gain as I would have expected. 19% today's put on. 5%. I think you're looking back to all-time high. $77. That's a strong higher low here. Higher high. Are there any meetings today that can influence price? Not to my knowledge. I don't think there's really anything. Donald Trump doesn't know what Bitcoin is. Never mind hype. You're actually probably correct there. But to my knowledge, no. Today on the kind of economic calendar docket, all we had was Philly Manufacturing Index on unemployment claims. Unemployment claims came in pretty close to forecast. A little bit under. Nothing. Manufacturing tomorrow, there's just like not a lot going on today. The big explosive excitement this week was definitely Wednesday. The FOMC notes. Is there anything else to happen? 30 years tips auction. Nah. Tomorrow? No, not a lot. Maybe next week. When's Bretton Woods? Isn't that next week? We have course PCE next week on Wednesday. Again, next week on Wednesday probably going to be spicy. Jackson Hole Symposium Thursday. So next week, a week from now, be in the old Jackson Soul. Jackson Soul. What's up, Samir? Thanks for following. Do we get to stream every day now? Maybe. Maybe. What's up, Juan? Chairman Selig announces 20th in Washington. What is that? I appreciate if you guys ever hear of something and I don't know about it or doesn't seem I'm aware about it, please bring it up. Is a CFTC meeting today? Bring it up so I can, I'm only one dude. I'm a one-man show. Makes it difficult to follow everything. I'm asking ChatGPT about this meeting and if there is one today. Give me a sec. I've been using AI just to find me like meetings and URLs for them. You love the Pump It Up song? Yeah, this is Grizz Side Quest Volume 1. Drop in office. Taco is live. No, Taco's not live. No, please don't be live, Taco. Please don't be live. No. My sweet gains. My sweet gains. He can't ruin them. I don't see him live. No, Grizz. No, this song is over, by the way. It's scheduled from 1 p.m. Public access via Ctfc. Topics conclude crypto, regulation, artificial intelligence. Damn, you're right. Well done, Juan. Well done. That starts at 1. I probably should cover it. Should have waited to go live, but I was too excited. Couldn't wait. This is an advisory meeting, not a full commission business meeting. Wait, CFTC is holding its inaugural meeting. It's probably going to be kind of nothing burger, but whatever. We can still take a look. I don't want to be live for 8 hours today, but yeah, whatever. Like you spend months and it's like really boring and not fun to stream, and then you get some kind of excitement. I feel like that's the iron is hot, baby. Iron's hot. Is Taco live? I don't see him though. U.S. and Canada might sign a trade deal tomorrow. Dude, the last thing I will ever trust now is like Donald Trump and deals being signed. Like how many deals? Like how many deals have we already made with Canada? How many deals? Like it's just like nothing. It's the boy who cried wolf, unfortunately. Let's change it.
Typically, a tempo of 140 beats per minute is selected. First, we begin.
Was there anything that came from? No, dude. Yesterday's meeting was not positive. I mean, maybe for like hype holders or whatever, and like I don't know, people who really love Link because they saw their CEO up there, or XRP because they saw their CEO up there. No, nothing happened. That meeting was gibberish. I don't think the Clarity Act is moon. I think the Clarity Act is also gibberish. I think the Clarity Act is like not good for us. I don't think it's meant to protect banks. It's not meant for us. It's not meant for like, I don't know, the crypto industry. Looks like Solana's moving to 95. Add it to your short, Cherry Cities. Get it, buddy. Green lighted hype to be used in dude, like hype isn't gonna be used for shit though, Crypto Stevo. You guys can't keep falling for like the same gibberish. Like it doesn't matter. All of the promises in the world and all of this like big talk about different projects, it never matters. None of it's ever used for anything. It's all just like someone donated $1 million and so like now they're gonna say something about it. People are bearish on X. Good, keep them bearish. We need people as bearish as possible. Speaking of which, it looks like our chat is bearish. 59% of you saying this rally will fail like all the others. Good, good. Wood, stay bearish. Don't you get bullish. I need you guys to take a minute. Make sure you vote in the poll. Tap the screen, hit the like button, subscribe. Engage with the live stream. We're live on a Thursday for a spicy, unplanned, unscheduled little crypto pump. 𝐂𝐻 back to 570. I think 𝐂𝐻 looks good. I need all the TPS and yep, and the tokenomics. I'm glad that your hype is up, Stevo. Just don't. I just don't want you guys to fall for the same things. How many times have we heard something like this? Infinity times. It reminds me of every time someone's been like, a bank is using XRP. Like, okay, sure. Sure it is. Sure it is. Or VeChain partnered with Walmart. Total crypto market cap also breaking out. Broke its descending trend line, very similar to Bitcoin. Broke its 200-day moving average. Can we look at Doge? Sure. I think if Bitcoin can close above like 73, things are really silly. It's already silly. We already closed above the 200-day. It's already silly. We're already in very bullish territory comparatively to the last 3 months. Comparatively. Doge. Nobody's using X. Nope. Guys, realistically, you know what? I will include this too. Realistically, nobody's using any of these. No one's like, I say this, no one's using any of your altcoins. There's no real use of any of these altcoins going on right now. I'll say it. Virtually no one's using Bitcoin either. Like, no one's really using crypto right now. All these blocks on these different like altcoin chains, it's all just gibberish. It's all like spam. It's all botted bullshit to make it look like people are using it. No one's using it. Who's actually using these? This is a nice breakout on Doge. Doesn't mean you can't make money on them. Doesn't mean you can't believe they have a future. Doesn't mean you're dumb for buying them or investing in them. I'm just saying, stay clear-headed. That's really what I'm trying to say. Is don't get distracted by fairy tales. Stay clear. Keep your mind clear. People are using Bitcoin for sure. I mean, so RF, I included it because I'm being general in the statement. Certainly more people are transacting on Bitcoin than any other chain for like actual transaction. Certainly. But I think that number is still, even if like an altcoin was seeing that much transaction, I don't think it would be enough for it to like super matter. It's just not. Right now, it's just not that much. I'm here for number go up, baby. That's right. Bitcoin 39K soon. When's it happening, Blendy? October? November? No one cares if it's usable or not. Also, kind of matters. Hey, AB Lopez, right on. Acknowledge the opium while smoking it, but just don't overdose on it. That's what I'm saying. Keep your head in the sky, out of the sand. Grab my moving averages. My favorite easy peasy tool. Doge is looking kind of good here. It's been a bit. Doge has looked really bad. I will say this is like, it's similar to Ethereum. Ethereum traded down and broke like its major trend line earlier this year. And I was like, if Ethereum doesn't get out of this like ASAP, it's cooked. And it did. It turned around. It got back in trend. This is kind of the same with Doge. It's like, if Doge doesn't hold 7 cents, it's so cooked. It's right where it needed to reverse. I think it can have more upside. I have no indicators on this chart. No divergence there. Doge, unfortunately, like it's a victim of its own success. It's like whenever your coin is like the fancy thing that everyone's getting into in a cycle, it seems to be a curse. I'm not sure we've seen the curse lifted yet. I'm not saying it can't ever happen, but on any coin that's had the curse. Like Litecoin, still cursed from like 2017. It's like still suffering from success. So you had like 9.2 to 10 cents on Doge. Damn. 7 cents was a nice little scoop there for it. Trump coin. Ugh. Might as well just draw an arrow down. Doge is a fork of Litecoin. So I like both. Just gone all in on everything, Stardog. I salute you, my friend. Good luck. What's up, J Mac? Thanks for following the live. Appreciate you, bro. Eek. Pelosi. She's better than all of us. And Trump. Trump is a better trader than all of us. Like, yeah, 9. I think you got a little more there on Doge, a little more upside. What's the Bitcoin pair doing? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Damn it. If 100 sats, that's 100 sats for Doge would be the craziest support against Bitcoin. I have personally sold Doge at 100 sats I feel like dozens of times, just like so many times. That was the range for, I don't even know, years. It was like 100 down to like 20. Just chop, 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 chop. You even pulled back to it on the initial run up in 21 and rocketed. Its BTC pair still has a long way to go to look good, but Doge, so this is something I think that's important with these BTC pairs. Well, here's something that's really important right now. The Bitcoin pairs for all these coins. So right now, every coin should, for the most part, have green over the last 48 hours. Simply because Bitcoin has been green for the last 48 hours. The Bitcoin pair will help you kind of see through the fog. So Doge, yeah, you've got a nice little candle, right? You got two nice little greens off of major support. That's good. That's a good thing. That's celebration worthy for Doge holders. However, the Bitcoin pair shows you, well, it isn't really moving. It's really just kind of going with the ebb and flow of the whole market. It's really just riding the wave. When you start gaining against Bitcoin, like for instance, Ethereum is doing right now, that's when you're making real moves. Where did that go? There we go. That's when you're making the real juicy moves. Real explosive gains. God, it's such a perfect rejection. Seeker Eco, I didn't know what it is. I don't know what any of them are. Got in late today. Got the sunglasses back? Yeah, let's go. Let's go, buddy. Why not? Beautiful charts. Any moon boys around? I mean, I've always been a moon boy right here. Always been a moon boy right here. It's never left. Just sometimes you gotta, gotta leave them in timeout. Paul, you're a real one, Tom. Thank you, bro. Everybody likes to like the stream. Please do. XRP, yeah. Please like the stream. Please tap the screen. Please subscribe. Follow along. I have a feeling we're gonna have some pretty exciting times ahead of us here, if not already. If it was like not already on us. I'll give it to XRP. That's a hell of a move. Well done. Well done. I know I've talked shit on XRP recently in the last few months. No more so than literally everything else that we've talked shit on here in the last few months because it's all been terrible. $125 is a very solid move from $1. Beautiful long. I know we talked about $1 long on XRP. 25% gain. More importantly than the 25% gain, though, XRP back above the 200-week moving average. So in that sense, it's actually ahead of Ethereum. Ethereum's still about 20% below its. XRP back above the 200-week, testing its resistance. This is how you start. I mean, this is how you start a run. If you're gonna run, you start this way. Against Bitcoin, very nice as well. Higher high. Up 10% against Bitcoin. That's a very juicy move. Flood. Just gotta. Is it rain? I wonder if it's raining. I can't hear it in here. But I just got a flood warning. Okay. This summer's been great. Unlike every other summer for the last, I don't know how long, like April, May, June, July were all beautiful weather. Like you could be outside, it wasn't too hot. It also wasn't raining every day like it was last summer. And now we're in August and it's like really hot, but it's raining all the time now. It's been a much more like kind of temperate, mild summer, and I've enjoyed it. Spent a lot more time outdoors. XRP against Bitcoin, looking to back test that 200 week. Wouldn't be surprised to see a trade up here to 𝐂𝐴𝐻 02. Still very tiny candle on the monthly. So the weekly, all right, upside for XRP dollar wise. If 125, if the 200 week is retaken here, and that's at like 121, 122, which it's above at the moment. I think the next immediate upside target's probably going to be like 132. Yeah, 132. It's the 618, the golden Fibonacci retracement from your local swing high to swing low. Right about here. That's looking solid. If you manage to get past there, 145, 150, at that point, you're starting to see a potential reversal of this whole downtrend above 150. You reject, you don't close above the 200 week. I would likely look for a position at 115. Higher, you have a low, a lower high, a lower low. Now you have a higher high, looking for a higher low. Play that order block. Breaker block. You have a video coming out on that soon, actually. Juicy. Something like that. XRP looking good, though. It's so nice to just see stuff moving. To just, instead of just one-sided, always down, finally seeing stuff move around. Crypto. What's up, Captain Crypto? What's up, trader? I doubt XRP gained ground against Ethereum recently. I can't say I've looked at that chart, and maybe ever. but I want to say that is unlikely. Let's see. Oh wait, no, I was thinking of Doge. Okay. The reason I said I think that's unlikely is I was thinking of Doge against Bitcoin, and I was like, okay. No, that is very likely. It literally happened. 2% this week. It did trade down to a new low, but back up. Okay, I was like confusing in my head Doge and XRP because I just looked at Doge. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good against all the pairs. It looks solid. Where do I think this rally cools down? On Bitcoin? Right here. Could age badly. I mean, to be fair, I totally thought we were rejecting from 69. I think if we escape the high of today, very reasonably moving into like 82, 80, like all the way up here. I think this is it. The major resistance was right here at 69. This is the next pit stop right here. And I don't honestly, I feel like if you get out of this range, if you get above this yellow trend line, I think you move back to like 93. I think you go back to the yearly open. Last year's yearly open. Last year. 93.5 or whatever. Oh shit. Okay, this year. Time keeps passing. This year's open is okay. 87.5. I think if you can get past literally this like 72 zone, you're going to 87. 93.5 wouldn't surprise me either, but let's go one step at a time. The yearly open. What's up, Cell? How long do we stay above these levels to confirm it? That's always a tricky question. I'll say I'll be pretty confident if we can close a week up here, especially if it's above 72.6. Nothing's ever guaranteed though. What's up, Casper? How you doing, Evil? Eth making moves? Yeah, it is, buddy. Eth looking really good against Bitcoin. Eth looking very good against the dollar pair. Hitting higher highs right here during the live stream. Very few likes. People, I've noticed that on many live streams on YouTube lately. They'll be like 2,000 live viewers. And there'll be like 100 likes. I don't know. People are watching, but they're not liking. It's okay. You already had dips? That's right, JSAC. Tell them. Record-breaking hot day in summer in the UK. 2 months of zero rainfall. Jeez. Under my umbrella. We did have a lot of peaks, man. What's up, Buckstar Crash? No feelings in trading? Yeah. Well, there is, but there shouldn't be. There's no feelings in good trading. What do you mean? What do you mean the way I pronounce Eth? I love when the way I pronounce stuff bugs people. ETH. What about ADA? You like ADA? You like dogs? Can I pet your dog? Emergency spicy stream. Ethereum. Looking for 2,500. Bitcoin. Probably chilling here. I'm the most surprised that the dollar is bouncing today. It did hit a lower low. Could be a dead catish bounce. I'm the most surprised. There doesn't seem to be anything bullish about the dollar's midterm future now. Jack. What's up, J Mac Rodman? How you doing, dude? C6. Googler. No, Google. Google, no. Google long filled, but trading into that, trading into the position, trading down. At 33.5. What's up, Mo? Gold signal. You know that's going to be a spammer. Hit the like button, folks. Thank you, my friend. Also, join the Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown. Where do I see Zcash? Zcash looks bullish. My honest take, and I say this as someone who bought Zcash way before any of this hype, very, very cheaply. Like I'm not like salty because I didn't get gains or something. Like I still have my Zcash I bought for 25 or something like that. Zcash looks good. This chart looks good. I worry about the amount of hype it had at the end of last year. There are going to be a lot of underwater positions that are going to look to get out, probably around that high, around 720. That's going to act as resistance. That's going to likely push, suppress price, make it less probable you get a breakout. But this chart is hella bullish. Like, this is very bullish. I really like what it's doing technically. Retesting highs, lows coming up. But I just think that I think that the risk, there's additional risk in my mind for this from the hype, but also from the exploit that caused this back in June. People can say, oh, well, we know that the exploit, was contained or whatever. But we've seen in crypto that you never know. You never know. And it's not a good sign. Not a good sign at all. There's extra risk here that other charts don't have. Maybe that extra risk is going to equate into extra gain, right? The chart does look good. But for me, like I'm not a buyer. I can't be a buyer. It's not necessary. There's other things that are probably going to make bigger gains. This is already closer to its high than many others. Once Arthur Hayes shills it again, it'll go up? Maybe. Wake me up when September ends. I know, it's a great song. Sub C6. Trump did say he was getting ready for an economic D-Day attack towards Iran. Talks about Iran a lot. I don't know. I don't think that it's super relevant to crypto. Zek has a lot of KOLs to dump on you. Yep. Dude, shilling and hype, especially when it's like the only thing. Remember, Zek was like the only thing running here. It was like the only thing anyone was looking at. Probably the only thing anyone was looking to buy at the time. There's a lot of very weak paper hands that jumped in at the top. Combine that with the exploit, I don't like it. I just don't like the odds. However, if it does break, you're likely looking at $1,000 Zek, maybe 1,700. That's the 1618 extension. It is also lined up. It is the 1618 retracement from its crazy listing wick. I don't know. It's not for me. The minutes were yesterday. That's right. We did them yesterday. It was a great stream. And there's more scammers. Nobody can help you recover your losses. Only, like, that is a textbook scammer message. Your losses are gone. If anyone could help you recover them, it would just be like giving you money. No one's going to give you money. Nobody can undo the loss or a theft like that. 𝐂𝐶. 𝐂𝐶, if you don't reverse, like, you're going to zero. Who is the YouTuber that was really into 𝐂𝐶? I can't remember. I don't think we've heard much from them. 7 cents up to 8 cents. Higher high, higher low. I mean, you got the inkling of a reversal here. All-time low against Bitcoin. God, same with Litecoin. That's brutal, dude. I can't. The only thing I can say honestly about this is, it's a knife. There could definitely be upside. You're down. I don't even know, like 99.999, 99% against Bitcoin. Like, you could see a bounce. That could be very powerful. But like, the chart isn't going to be the one to tell you that. That's going to basically come down to, like, do you believe in this thing? I don't know anything about it. I don't have any belief for it. Can I report this? The chart isn't going to be the one to tell you though. Like you're coming off all-time lows of, against Bitcoin. You're coming off all-time lows in price. Like I can tell you that if it trades back above 10 cents, things can start to look kind of interesting. But at the moment, it's very much a knife. Do I believe in Doge? Yeah, I like Doge. I believe in Doge. Its chart really got jacked up this year. I didn't see that coming. October 10th destroyed Doge. Like, Doge was so strong. It was one of the strongest charts, I think, in maybe the entire crypto space until October 10th. That wick broke all of its structure and took just all the wind out of its sails. Like all the buying action disappeared after that. I believe in it. I don't know how well it will perform this cycle. This is not the chart of a coin that typically performs well in the next cycle. I am not a meme coin believer. I think being a meme coin believer is a really, really dangerous thing to be. Honestly, and a very unsuccessful thing to be in the history of crypto. Do love my Doge though. So does Chris Pax. He probably loves it more than I do. Go to the top of the range. I could, yeah. I mean that wouldn't surprise me. Up here, 35 cents. That would be pretty reasonable. I just am very afraid of this. I've seen this in crypto so many times where it's just like that. Over the next cycle, you get an even lower high. When it was doing this, I was like, Doge is so crazy bullish. It looked like it was going to do that. October 10th just wrecked it. I don't know. It was like an attack on Doge. Doge attack. What's up, Neo? Moderna. We look at stocks. We look at stocks, honestly, when crypto is really boring. Was it mRNA? Is Moderna? I know it's up crazily. Yeah, when crypto's boring, we've been looking at more stocks over the last year than ever. It's not even at all-time high. Why did this go down so much? So this to me makes sense. Weren't they involved in like the COVID vaccine? That makes sense. Hell yeah. Was it the most distributed vaccine ever? Something like that. And you have a part of it. Your company went like 40, 50x. Yeah, that makes sense. Why did it retrace so much? Obviously, it needed to revalue from this high, coming off like, you know, everyone in the world needs a bunch of doses. Like, well, now you don't, but you still need doses. So you're gonna like kind of refine that value. But now this candle coming from some pretty exciting trials, which it's hard to believe it's hard to believe anything in 2026, like that any company tells you or whatever, right? But if at least what I heard is true, there's some very, very impressive trials that could have big impacts, could be very compelling for this company. The fourth quarter of green. Build the gap. $70, $55, both decent. Yeah, so the cancer breakthrough, it's like something about, I want to say, and don't quote me here, this is like my what I remember reading, which is probably flawed, but it's like personalized cancer vaccines. Like, I think that means basically not a thing like the COVID vaccine, like a single shot, but like something that is like dynamic and personalized, like a type of cancer, and they had success in like late stage cancer with mice or something like that. That's pretty exciting. Cancer is not one thing. There is no such thing ever as like one cure for cancer, because cancer is not one thing. Cancers have all kinds of different causes and sources. Some are genetic, some are environment, some are, you know, like totally random. Some are caused by radiation, right? Like, there can't be one definite cure for all of it, but to be able to kind of tailor them, if you can have success, that's a huge business. That's a very important development, perhaps. I'm not going to comment on ivermectin on cancer. Not going to comment. No, I'm not sure that's the consensus of the scientific community. But I'm not a doctor. I don't know. And it ain't about that. This is about this right now. Higher high. This is solid though. No div. Nice high RSI. Huge gap. Probably an entry at like 65 at some point. Huge gap down here. Deserved the base. I deserved the base. This is something that we see charts, and I often say, you know, like, news isn't important. News isn't the driver. In stocks, sometimes it is. It seems to never be when it comes to crypto, but in stocks it seems to be sometimes. That's pretty crazy. I think you could scalp at 119. I think there could be a longer term entry at 66. Is OTE still a good strategy? I can't say. It's something I've traded a ton. It's such a shitty feeling not being able to trust anything. We can't trust what we hear from the government. We can't trust what we hear from companies. We can't trust what we hear from the news. It's what do we have left? We really just have like our anecdotal experiences, which are extremely biased and extremely narrow. Like, we only experience what's going on around us, not what's going around the world. And like, we just can't. It's really, it's not only a bad thing, it's a really like negatively impacting quality of life thing. There is just simply nothing left that anybody trusts. I guess that's the perfect setup for Bitcoin. Verify, baby. I don't know. If COVID was fake, then I don't know what got me so sick, dude. I do find it interesting that people say COVID was fake, but then people also will say it was like a intentional, like a weapon. Like the same people. It's like it has to be one or the other. I got wrecked, and I tested positive for like 3 times. I told you guys I got it before anybody even knew about it. 2019 I got it. Let's hug it out. I agree. Trustless wins. It's the environment for crypto. I agree. Vaccines for everything is crazy, but there's obviously things that, you know, we can't just health ourselves out of. And modern medicine is there. I'm not saying it's perfect. It's certainly flawed a lot, but I think if I was truly sick, I mean, like if I was truly sick, I would lean on modern medicine, because I eat healthy. I go to the gym. I do all the things. Spend my time in the sun, socializing. I do all the things. I wouldn't have anything left to do, really, if I got really sick. I would have no more, like, I wouldn't be able to make changes that would be health improving. I've maxed out. GME coming into the entry. I had the flu. Well, before anyone knew what it was, I mean, I live streamed, you guys know. I was just the sickest I feel like I ever was. Like I was laying in bed, I was just like drowning on my own mucus. And it was the only time in my life where I've been sick, and I said, if this like doesn't go away or it gets any worse, I'm going to the hospital. And that was in 2019 in like December. And then all this stuff came out in 2020, and I was like, I had that. I don't know. Shib, sure. That was before any vaccine, any masking, any distancing, anything. Back in the good old days. When things were still open 24/7. People still went out. That's kind of solid. I always hated talking about SHIB and these other coins that have like crazy supplies because of like 049 E-5. Like I hate doing the zeros. I guess I'll just talk about it as like 49. You can see it back to 57 on this bounce. Looks like it tested that last month actually and rejected. Not good. Support at 41.9. Eth's breaking out right now. Oh, again, higher high, baby. I think SHIB is coming back up here. 53 to 57. Ethereum breaking out right now. Oh, again, another higher high for Ethereum in this moment. XRP at 128. I think that's kind of where it was before, right? Or has it put on even more gains? Ethereum is running, so I wouldn't doubt if, yup, XRP is breaking out as well. Holy smokers. We're back, baby. We're so back. We're so back. We heading here. Jeez, that's some flexing. Looking at 130 to 132. Next resistance. That's what we said earlier. You got the vaccine 49 times. That's a lot of times. I think I just got the one, or like was it two? I forget. It was like when it was going on. I definitely got the initial one that everybody got. I remember because I got it in a mall near me. That nobody ever goes to the mall, and there was just like armed dudes out, like military dudes with like machine guns out front. I was like, this is crazy. This is crazy. What's up, Crypto with Diane? Thank you for following or sharing. What's up, Lauren? Thank you for following. I think I only had one or two. I can't remember. Ada. Hopefully teleports up at every moment. God, I hope it all does. Please, Litecoin. Up early to golf, Nasty Nate. Get it, buddy. You bathed in the vaccine. You simply got the vaccine. I was born in the vaccine. Eth is still going. So is XRP. Both of them pumping. XRP moving. We had a 30-ish cent target. Earlier in the stream, it's only gone up towards there. XRP and Ethereum actually very, very spicy right now. Not only putting on grounds against the dollar, but putting on grounds against Bitcoin. Something we haven't seen in a while. That would suggest that Bitcoin dominance is trending down. Both Crown and Crown are awesome. We always come to the same conclusions. Dude, I love Crown with the K. Eric is an awesome dude. Absolute GOAT. Really, like one one of the few other people in this space that not only do I respect, but has like never taken the shortcuts, never done anything shady. That dude's awesome. His analysis is great. I remember when I started streaming in 2019 and people randomly would start coming in after a few months and they're like, are you copying Crown with like �KROWN? And I was like, what are you talking about? Who's that? And then eventually I learned that there was a channel called �KROWN. And I was like, oh no. People are going to think I copied him. I didn't know he existed. And I was like, oh no. Like, cause all the other content's terrible. I was like, is he like a scammer? Is he going to be? And I remember watching some of his stuff and being like, oh wow, like this is awesome. I was like, this is a great name. Out of all the people's channels that I'd seen at the time, I was like, this is the one I would like to be associated with. Great dude. And we oftentimes do. That's what I hear from you guys. We oftentimes come to the same conclusions different ways. I think that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, that's proof in the pudding, man. Like, there is no one way to trade. Trading is like a spectrum. There's no one thing that works. There is a larger kind of subset of concepts and rules. And if you follow them, you can do things completely different ways and get to the same conclusion. We were both big on Litecoin. I don't remember him being big on Litecoin. Well, it's because him and I probably started in crypto around the same time. Pisano Bros. I've never met them or talked to them, and I don't know that much about the Pisano Bros. But I think that are they speaking at Benjamin Cohen's conference in November, like I am? You're definitely on the spectrum. I think we all are. That's why we trade, baby. XRP is the spiciest one right now. XRP is really reaching, man. When we talk, like, I think this was just at like 125 when I was looking at it and saying, okay, like 130, 132, reaching up. It heard me. I did something weird to myself. Military pressing yesterday. Something weird to my like neck and back. It's not a good feeling. It doesn't hurt, but it's not a good feeling. Your trading view just is always moving shit around. Like, always have to like relearn where everything is. Bitcoin's gonna break out again too. Jesus. Jeez. It's not done. We're not done here. We're just getting started. Did not plan on streaming all day. Trader's Reality. I've heard good things about Tino. I've never met him either. But I've heard good things from you guys. You guys usually, people who watch my channel, typically have a really good opinion on what content creators are legit. I will say that. Connoisseurs of content. Probably because everybody starts with the shitty people, and then the people who survive find the good people. Yep, Rob will be there. Oh, dude, I've gotten a beer. I've had a beer with Rob, but definitely will get a beer with Rob. I think him and me and a few others already have like plans to hang. I love Rob. Digital asset or news. Dan, Rob, Dan. I know what you mean. Yeah, Sammy. I don't know if he's speaking there. I've met Lifer a few times. We're good buds. Lauren, follow the live creator. Welcome, Lauren. Trading on the Spectrum. If I ever rename the channel, that's what it's going to be called. Trading on the Spectrum. What's up, Luke? Lifer's a good dude. Lifer and I are very different dudes, but he's a good dude. Got a good heart. Still going up. Let's go, Dogecoin. XRP is still going up. Jeez. Sheesh. I sold all my XRP at $2 like 2 years ago. Or whenever it went up. Should I have rebought it at $1? I even thought about it while I was live. I was like, huh. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of XRP. I'm not the biggest hater of XRP either, though. I'm neutral. I guess I'll say I'm neutral. Randy, yep, Randy. Crypto is Face speaking. I didn't know that. That's good. Is Casper speaking? Wait, I need to look at who's speaking now. I haven't looked because I was one of like the original people. I haven't looked at the updated list. What is up, my guy? Saeed? Saeed? What's up, bro? Back in your vibe. What's playing now? Probably copyrighted music. Yeah, XRP and Eth are flying. I gotta eat lunch, though. We've been live for a bit. I gotta eat lunch. You guys hate me if I go eat lunch. Been live for an hour and 40. I know the CFTC is doing their meeting here at 1, and that's in 10 minutes. Son of a bitch. And Bitcoin's rallying. No, I guess I should stay. Bitcoin's rallying. XRP's rallying. Ethereum's rallying. And we have this freaking thing here. The Ctfc thing. Wait, what? I guess I'll stay. Yeah. Should change the title again. Wait, what? Why is that so wrong? The video description is like totally wrong. What? It's the one from yesterday. Why is that? Double clue. Doesn't really matter, but I'm gonna change it. $75K soon, definitely on the table, my friend. Definitely on the table. If really, I feel like if Bitcoin breaks up again and doesn't immediately nuke, we're going like into the 80s to take out all stops, wipe them all out. Crown replied to my post. That's funny. You guys were just talking about him. His ears must have been burning. Being food. All right, I guess we got the CFTC live talking about crypto here in a few minutes. I need you guys to hit the like button, subscribe, hype it up still. I know it's getting slower. I'm going to turn the TikTok stream off. You can keep it because they always turn it off anyway when I stream anything. You can join us over at youtube.com/TomCrown or at discord.gg/TomCrown. Goodbye, TikTok. Turn that off. Be in the food. Played all the copyrighted music today. XRP, I guess, heading to $1.32. Let's see what happens there. XRP is really the one pushing right now. What's up, Crimson? How you doing, bro? Thank you, Alexandra G. Your goat. Hemp them likes. That's right, Jesse. Things are moving. Somebody gave crypto laxatives. That took a while. Because things are moving. Oh man, fear and greed is going to explode today. Explosion of fear and greed. It's at 61 currently. I feel like it's going to go to like 90 today. If we close up here. We haven't looked at any of this data in a while. Perhaps it's time. Boo, don't make me log in. Boo. Why do I gotta log in? Log in. Alright. Log in with the Google. Okay, let's see if that's gonna like dox me or anything. Pull it up over here to make sure. Upgrade to Prime to unlock all time ranges. Subscribe now. CoinGlass finally offering premium after all this time. Yeah, a lot of liquidation starting to pile up in the 62s right around the low. Funding rates are still, I mean, they're heavier on the short. That's not bad, but they're still pretty neutral. That's unexpected. We're not in short squeeze territory according to funding. $78K, $2 billion in short liquidations. 10,000 Bitcoin on Hyperliquid. Wow. Liquidation at 120K. 2K at 74, 75. 10K, and then another 1K, my bad. 1K Bitcoin at 120. 800 Bitcoin at 123. Been a while. I haven't used this site in a bit. Bitcoin's been so boring. Crypto's been so sideways. It's like, doesn't really seem to be any kind of value to checking anything. Cumulative delta, volume delta, agreeing with price move. Aggregated, same. Open interest, slightly against this move. Basically saying leverage traders were caught offside by this, but not massively, not enough. I'd say that there's a disagreement. XRP headed, or XRP now snugly in the resistance zone. Yeah, dude, it's bringing back memories. I haven't looked at it in like most of that stuff in a while. Market money key terminal. I don't know what it is. All right, in 1 minute we're supposed to have the Ctfc's meeting. Let me see if I can find it. Ctfc.gov. Okay. New frontier in finance. Ethereum agrees. XRP agrees. XRP's still pushing. I guess the full 132 is coming. Damn, that is quite a rally, though. I'll give it to him. 30% for how big its market cap is in a day. A day in 5 hours. That's quite a bit. Let's see. That's weird. The Ctfc is live stream. For some reason, this like little page it's on, there's a stealth bomber in the background. What's up with that? What's that? There's a cowboy with a flag and a stealth bomber. Okay. Interesting. Someone's talking. Just like that. Hit the like buttons. We're still live.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the inaugural meeting of the CFTC's Innovation Advisory Committee. I am Michael Passalacqua and have the privilege of serving as the designated...
Is that Benjamin Cohen?
Call the meeting to order. The caliber of people joining us in the room
trying to catch up
reflects Chairman 𝐂𝐈𝐆𝐍's commitment to bringing the very best minds to the table. And we are grateful for the viewpoints each of you will bring to the meeting today. We are also fortunate to have a committee chair who brings a unique perspective to the position, previously as acting chair of this agency, and continuing to serve our nation's markets at the highest level. With that, it is my pleasure to introduce Chairman of the Innovation Advisory Committee, Walt Lukin, for his opening remarks.
Well, thank you, Michael. I have to admit, it feels pretty good to be at the front dais of the CFTC again after all these years. So this is a pleasure. And I recognize Scott O'Malley, former commissioner as well, in the audience. But thank you, Michael, and welcome to the inaugural meeting of the Innovation Advisory Committee. And thank you to Chairman 𝐂𝐈𝐆𝐍 for entrusting me with this role, as well as I commend him for his leadership in advancing the innovation agenda of our industry. And obviously, thank you to Michael and the CFTC staff for putting all of this together. Now, looking around the room, it's clear that the innovation agenda of our industry is alive and well, whether it's traditional derivatives markets or new asset classes like prediction markets and crypto. I think when it comes to innovation, we can all agree that we must stop distinguishing between traditional and new market types. Everyone in this room fiercely competes and innovates. And it's this entrepreneurial DNA that has driven growth and progress in our industry for over 50 years and will continue to drive innovation in the years ahead. Now, we're in a period of extraordinary growth and expansion in our industry. In 2003, there were 16 designated contract markets regulated by the CFTC. Today, there are 30 designated contract markets with 17 pending approval. In 2023, there were 2,100 traded contracts regulated by the CFTC. Today, there are 6,700, triple the number. Now, I believe that the Commodity Exchange Act, the operating system of our industry, is one of the main reasons for this burst of activity. Since the enactment of the Commodity Futures Modernization Act of 2000, Congress has charged this agency with promoting responsible innovation and fair competition. Lawmakers provided the CFTC with flexible tools to effectuate this mandate, from principles-based regulation to self-certification to exemptive authority. Importantly, Congress included the terms fair and responsible in the CFTC's mission to ensure these public goals did not come at the expense of the safety and soundness of the markets or the protection of customers. Now, we are here today not to advocate for one technology, business model, or market participant. We're here to provide practical advice to the Commission that is rooted in real-world experiences. Good policy is informed policy, An informed policy comes from listening to the people who operate, use, and build these markets every day. Now that's all of you. So my job as chair is to keep us on time and on topic, and I apologize in advance if in that role it requires me to cut off participants. I only take a small amount of pleasure in doing so. So I commend Chairman Seelig for hosting this timely and relevant gathering, and I'll turn it over to him for his opening remarks.
Thank you, Walt, and good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the inaugural meeting of the Innovation Advisory Committee. Just following our fantastic meeting yesterday at the White House with the president, he kicked us off, and we're all so grateful for his leadership. You know, he took us back to the Oval after the meeting, and he asked me, which is the more powerful agency? Is it the SEC or the CFTC? And I don't know, looking around at you all in this room and everything that you've built and our very broad definition of commodity, you know, I told him it might be the CFTC these days, but no, I'm just kidding. But we're really glad to get to work with Chairman Atkins, of course, at the SEC, and I think combined, our strength is really quite voluminous. So we've assembled some of the world's greatest builders, thinkers, and entrepreneurs here in our nation's capital to engage in a series of conversations about where our financial markets are headed and what role America, in particular, this agency, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, or CFTC, will play in shaping that future. And before we get started, I'd like to take a step back and discuss why American leadership on this new frontier of finance is so important. But before I do, I must provide the standard disclaimer that the views I express today are my own as chairman and don't necessarily reflect those of the commission. For more than half a century, the CFTC has stood at the center of innovation in America's financial markets, helping ensure that innovation can flourish while markets remain fair and resilient. When President Gerald Ford signed the Commodity Futures Trading Commission Act into law in 1974, America's derivatives markets were being transformed by an explosion of interest in a wide range of novel instruments, from contracts on currencies to petroleum allocations to Ginnie Mae certificates. Despite federally regulated commodity exchanges having existed since the 20s, prior law only covered contracts on enumerated commodities like wheat, corn, cotton, and rice. The balance of contracts were subject to the same patchwork of state laws that had prompted Congress to institute federal commodity laws in the first place. As a result, America was falling behind. The history of America's earliest commodity exchange, the Chicago Board of Trade, has been described as a saga of, quote, fending off countless politicians on both the state and national level, all of which seemed intent on shutting the board down, end quote. In 1848, a group of merchants established the board above a flour store to enforce a set of codes and rules for buying, weighing, and grading commodities and to arbitrate disputes among traders. By 1859, a convention emerged whereby parties who had committed to buy or sell a commodity could make or receive a payment to or from the other party based on the change in price of the commodity, instead of making or taking physical delivery. They standardized a promise, a measure of grain, a price, a date, so that a farmer hundreds of miles away could lock in her season before the first frost, and so that a miller could plan his year without relying solely on hope to make ends meet. These arrangements came to be known as futures contracts. The response to this innovation in the markets was remarkably similar to what we've seen today with some of the innovation in our markets. As these early markets began to take shape, state lawmakers across the country moved to subject these exchanges to a wide range of state anti-gaming and anti-bucket shop laws. One lawmaker urged federal action, exclaiming that, quote, the grain gamblers have made the exchange building in Chicago the world's greatest gambling house. Karl Marx himself called exchanges, quote, gambling parlors where little fish are swallowed by the sharks, end quote. The same rhetoric has been used to delegitimize and undermine our markets for more than a century. But when lawmakers considered legislation to amend the Commodity Exchange Act, or the CEA, and codify once and for all a comprehensive federal regulatory framework for commodity exchanges, they recognized then what we know to be true today. Regulation and innovation must go hand in hand. Without clear rules of the road, builders, visionaries, and entrepreneurs always leave for brighter shores. So Congress established a federal system of market regulation designed to be future-proof and created a new federal agency, the CFTC, and provided it with exclusive jurisdiction over commodity derivatives markets. Lawmakers also included a statutory mandate that the agency promote responsible innovation. Recognizing that virtually anything, tangible or intangible, might serve as the underlying for a derivative contract, lawmakers defined the term commodity to include all goods and articles and services, rights, and interests that may be the subject of a derivatives contract. This included events, contingencies, and incidents that take place which are beyond the control of the contracting parties. Within an essentially unbounded field of potential commodities, exchanges were free to innovate and offer a wide range of novel financial instruments under a single regulatory framework. The breadth of the definition of commodity makes clear that lawmakers intentionally chose not to fragment regulatory authority over commodity derivatives markets based on the underlying commodity. They